But that's the whole thing with this show. You and I both know the chances of anybody of any, what do you want to call somebody, any corporation or anybody who has any kind of wherewithal. Mm-hmm. They would never sponsor a show like this.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
No way.
No way.
Biggest thing we could get on today, Kumia Network.
Sure.
Biggest thing. And even that, I don't know. I don't think we're dumb enough for that on some levels.
Well, even him, all he's got sponsoring him is Backyard Barbecue Grills.
The grill thing.
Yeah.
And what is the thing? The meat? Get yourself a meat box.
Right.
A box of meat.
So, yeah, you got to wonder now, speaking of that, I know you check out Kumia more than I can because you're home all day. Mm-hmm. Where is he with his network stuff? Because, obviously he's self-financed. I mean, he made, buku dollars with Opie and Anthony through Sirius XM radio.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So he's self-financed with his internet streaming.
Yeah, his network.
Television, radio network, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. So
do you think, where is he with that? I know that he went to rehab earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's added other shows because I haven't been following it. So I'm just relying on you for that information.
No, he's added a bunch of shows and with varying amounts of entertainment value.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a couple of really good shows. He's got a guy on there, the Gavin McGinnis Show.
Okay.
Which is, Gavin was one of the guys that formed that online thing, Vice.
Right. Jimmy hosted a couple of shows on that. Mm-hmm.
And then he got fired from Vice once they became public because he was too controversial.
Sure.
So now he has his own show, which is fantastic. That is must listen for me every single day. I love that show. He's got Eastside Dave back from the old O&A days.
Okay.
And that show is tough to listen to. It's you remember Eastside Dave from Ron and Fez?
I do.
And Dave was the guy that would fucking eat dog shit live on the air and shit like that.
Right.
Well, Dave still does wacky, crazy, stupid shit like that.
Okay.
But now he's off by himself, so there's no one to control him. And he's got this fucking piano guy, or keyboard guy, playing like circus keyboard all through the show. So he's doing all his crazy shit. Meanwhile, you got dun 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 dun. It's like, oh, it's a fucking tough watch. And I mean, he does fucking weird shit. One day he was on there jerking off that guy Bobo from O&A show.
Please.
I was like, what are you doing? But that's what he was doing. So Eastside Dave show, not very good. Gavin is awesome. He's got another show on there called Finer Things. I kind of like that show. That's pretty good. And it's two guys, so they bounce shit off each other, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
He has another show called, was it Crimes of New York Crime or something?
Okay.
With Pat Dixon. I can't stand that show. I don't know why I don't like it, but it's the guy is a comedian and he has a panel of guests and he just does stories about crimes. And you would think that sounds like shit I would listen to, but it's just not funny.
So this is all video based?
Yeah, Anthony got a studio in New York, in downtown New York City now.
Okay.
And so they all come in and do their shows at different times and days.
Kind of like T-Radio V.
So yeah, very similar to that.
Okay.
And the two that are on daily are Anthony and Gavin are on every day, and then the other guys fill in, at different times. And like I said, varying. I have all of them on my phone for the podcast version. I don't really watch the video that much of it, because for the Anthony, you kind of got to watch the video because he does do a lot of video content. But the rest of the guys, especially Gavin, he just talks and he's fucking hysterical.
Okay.
So that's good, but I don't know. I mean, I have a subscription. It's not expensive. It's what, $7 a month or something. So I would pay $7 a month just for the Gavin show, and I would pay $7 a month just for the Anthony show.
Okay.
And me and our good friend, who I won't mention on the air for obvious reasons, we have a trade out thing where
Sure.
I traded out my login and he traded me out his login to some TV things, and we're good like that.
Okay. My first intern, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, so he likes it too. So, for me, $7 gets me free cable. So
Sure.
I'm good.
Sure.
So that's that. And I'll answer May's question too in the chat room. Do I like Rich Voss? I liked him as a guest on O&A. I can't stand his podcast, the My Wife Hates Me podcast.
Yeah, it's he and his wife, right?
Yeah, him and Bonnie McFarlane.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't like that at all. The best podcasts out there right now are still Rogan. To me, Rogan is about as good as it gets. I do dig Anthony. I love Gavin McInnes. I listen to that one every single day. Surprisingly good, and I really didn't think it would be good, but now I've just it crept up on me, and I keep listening to it, is Bob Kelly. Remember Bob Kelly?
Yeah. The bald-headed guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does a really solid 2-hour podcast every week. It's really good.
It's just once a week?
Yeah, it's just a once a week
thing. Okay, so he's not a daily thing.
No. He has a couple of guests. And see, that's, for me, and again, I can only speak for me, but that's what I like with a podcast versus I personally like a podcast that doesn't come out every day, but comes out like once a week.
Okay.
For like a 2-hour hit.
Well, like Adam Carolla does a daily thing, right?
Yeah, and I listen to Adam sometimes, but I miss a lot of it because a lot of the time he just, I'll look and I won't know who the guest is and I won't be moved to listen to it.
Okay.
So I do have Adam on my phone, but I don't listen to him every day. And ever since he fired that one girl and got the new girl, he's not as good. But that's whatever politics they're in with that. But let me see. I'm pulling out my phone right now. My podcasts that I have right now are Anthony Cumia Show, Gavin McInnes Show, Adam Carolla Show, Robert Kelly's You Know What Dude, Really Big Show, which is local Cleveland sports, Ken Carman Show, which is Cleveland sports, Eddie Trunk Podcast.
What? Eddie Trunk?
I always say I like Eddie's podcast. And the Taz Show, which is Taz is a wrestler. I don't know, some ECW people will remember Taz, but he does a podcast that's sort of wrestling, but it's also sort of like news and chicks and everything else, which is pretty fun.
Okay,
and that's what I have on my phone. And the combination of all of that stuff, if I get one here, one there, one all over the place, it pretty much fills up my week with stuff to listen to.
Sure.
So, good stuff.
Excellent. Well, speaking of podcasts, I sent you over one this week that I kind of stumbled on.
You sent me one?
I did.
Absolutely didn't. Did I see it?
Well, I don't know. I'll just remind you here.
All right.
I was basically, for Tommy Paris, as you know, I was chit-chatting with him, and we were talking about Tommy Crash.
Right.
And I asked him if he was aware of his alter ego, Bob Leather.
Okay.
And he said he didn't know about it, because Tommy played guitar with a version of Britney Fox.
Right.
And I said, yeah, this guy's just off the chain. He's got this stream of consciousness. It's just kind of wacky. I said, we featured him on the show as Bob Leather numerous times. I said, you ought to hear his stuff. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
He said, well, email me over the link so I can hear it. So I was looking for, Filth Radio.
Right, sure.
And I went on to YouTube because I was trying to find the segments that we had done over the last couple of years with Bob Leather. Well, I came across a podcast called Common Filth Radio.
I do not remember seeing this at all.
Oh, I sent this to you.
Didn't see it.
So I thought I would play some of this. This guy is totally politically incorrect.
All right.
But very truthful. And I was listening to his stuff, and it was making me laugh.
All right, good.
Because he was just he's just one of these people, no nonsense. He definitely a Trump supporter.
Okay.
But some of the verbiage he was using, I don't know how much of this will play, maybe 5 minutes worth.
Okay.
But just to hear it, but I'd never heard of this guy before, but he's got a lot of episodes out on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's called Common Filth Radio.
Okay.
And he did a segment, it's segment 101. And it's the book of trailer park baby names.
Okay.
Trailer park baby names. All right, so here's a little bit of Common Filth Radio, which I just kind of found funny.
Since 2014, this is Common Filth Radio, episode 101. Also available is the new episode of Common Filth Extra, episode 30 of that at commonfilthradio.bandcamp.com. And on this newest edition of Common Filth Extra, I talk about our elite's obsession with immortality and what that says about them. Go figure that most of them are reprobate sodomites. That's why they want to live forever. They are afraid of what comes after death, which is why they wish to dwell on this earth forever and make life miserable for those living at the same time as them.
I already like this guy.
Reprobates.
Reprobate.
They want to live forever because they know what comes in the afterlife, and they're basically trying to put off the inevitable.
Right.
All right.
And it's a new look. Yes, it is. And I hope you are enjoying the new look. So imagine, if you will, picture it right now. All of the 18-year-old white trash mamas out there having baby boys, and they're naming their baby boys Caitlyn because they get their culture from basic cable reality television, and they also get their culture from the cash register at the grocery store. Ooh, look, magazines. Oh, Bruce Jenner's Caitlyn now? I'm going to name my child Caitlyn. I'm going to name my male child Caitlyn. And this assumes they're sticking within the tribe to have babies. I imagine if...
This assumes that they're sticking within the tribe to have babies?
Wow. I might say that might be a little racist.
What? That they're not having little nigglets?
Hey,
is that what you're trying to say he's saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, it could be a different tribe. It could
Sure.
be an American Indian tribe.
Right, true. So this is assuming that they're staying within the tribe of having babies.
Okay.
18-year-old white trash mamas.
This guy's good.
If they shacked up with some slave descendants that Jerome wouldn't have it. No, bitch, fuck that shit, nigga. I know everybody.
All right, I think he defined the tribe there.
Jerome.
I think he defined the tribe.
Nope, Jerome won't be having that. No way, no fuck that shit, nigger.
Is Jerome a white guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he? Okay.
Pretty sure with that affect on his voice, he's a white guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Has an opinion on old Bruce Jenner and what happened to him. But the more I think about it, the more that time passes from that to now, from when he's like, I'm a girl, to now, the more ridiculous.
Tommy.
Stop answering Tommy.
I didn't answer it. It just popped up.
Jesus.
All right, getting back to Common Filth Radio.
All right.
It gets because let's take the name that he chose for himself, Caitlyn. You know, that is the most painfully millennial, post-millennial name you could possibly think of. If this is really how he always felt forever and ever, he would have named himself Brenda. You know, a popular name during the time in which he was born. But
so, in the time that Bruce Jenner was born, Brenda was the popular name.
Yeah.
But he chose a millennial popular name of Caitlyn.
There you go.
The only time I ever heard Caitlyn was on the movie Clerks with Caitlin Bree.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. Caitlin Bree.
Caitlin Bree. And that was 1994.
Okay.
All right.
But no, he chose Caitlyn, which begins with a K sound. KKK. KKK. Yep. All the KKKs have mixed, confused people in them. And it's not just the Ku Klux Klan. No, he named himself a very similar name to his daughters and stepdaughters, which shows you how perverse he is, that he wants that kind of attention. That he too wants to be famous for having sex with a black dude on camera.
Quite an analogy, right?
This guy is good. I like him.
You missed my email?
I did not see the email at all.
Oh, okay.
I just looked now. I don't have it.
Okay.
European men have a huge problem, and potential mongrelization has very little to do with it. Men of white stock look towards the opposite sex for their social cues. They want to be led around by the nose by their women, or they want to become women themselves. And this assumes a pre-existing interest in women, which, if that YouGov poll is to be believed, 54% of Anglo youth are queers, have queered off at some point, and
Queered off at some point.
They queered off at some point.
yeah, it's kind of disturbing. But you know what? I believe it. This is actually not what I was going to read, but I'll read this in addition to what I'm about to read. This was sent to me from a loyal Twitter follower here. Do you follow me? Yes, you do. So this is a screenshot that says, transsexual women are increasingly more beautiful and feminine than previous generations of transsexuals. Medical science has made many advances in the science of gender reassignment, and new experimental advances promise to develop procedures that will make transsexuals indistinguishable from biological females. In other words, transsexual women with a uterus, the ability to self-produce estrogen, and completely feminine skeletal muscle and organic composition. Okay, I understand. It's like organic apple composition, organic produce, but yeah, organs, hearts, lungs, whatever. In the near future, you may be dating a hot female whose DNA marker is XY. Swallow the pill and enjoy the ride, Paul. If a trans woman was completely fertile, would it still be degenerate? Would you abandon the vaginal Jew? and then somebody responded to that by saying, vaginal Jew, I'm not going to say this word, the Trumpists, we'll just call them that. The Trumpists literally think biology is a Jewish conspiracy. They literally think biology is a Jewish conspiracy, and that is very articulate, beautifully put. So this is what I was going to read before that detour there. And this also came from a Twitter follower, another screenshot from some image board. It says, meet a cute girl. Talk to her for a while. She is red-pilled, knows lots of stuff, has very interesting original opinions, has a decent paying job, talk for a long while. She looks a bit into me, find out she is a tranny. Fuck, I meet a decent, clever woman for once and it was a man. Seriously, the lack of good women is gonna end up turning me into a homo. You have to look at what your definition of a decent woman is. And your definition of a decent woman is not. Your definition of a decent woman is not loyal. chaste, nice, reads the Bible. You know, those are 4 good things right there. 4 good benchmarks. Now take out your notebooks, everybody. Take out your notebooks and write this down. Better to be blue-pilled than red suppositoried. Write that down, put it on a Post-it note, stick it on your door, so every time you leave your bedroom, you know, you're reminded of that. Because if your definition of a decent woman is red-pilled, knows lots of stuff, has very interesting original opinions, and has a decent paying job, kill yourself, because you have been given over to a reprobate mind. It's...
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
This guy.
So there you go. Common Filth Radio.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, so it's on YouTube.
How long is each episode?
Looks like about, let me see here. Looks about 2 hours.
Wow. He goes 2 hours ranting this?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's Common Filth Radio. So if you buy into that philosophy that he's espousing there, you might enjoy that.
Might have to give him more of a listen.
Sure. So speaking of podcast, I thought you would enjoy that.
Well, we might have to have, what's his name?
What is this guy's name? Don't know. Let me find out here real quick.
Exposing subhumanity since 2014. This is Common Filth Radio, episode 101. Also available is the new episode of Common Filth Extra, episode 30 of that at commonfilthradio.bandcamp.com. And on this newest...
He didn't really say who he was.
Say. He's just the anonymous, hater of all.
Yeah.
I like him.
So I thought you'd like that guy.
I'm going to definitely do some research into Common Filth Radio. That's for damn sure.
So, like I said, I just happened to stumble across that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You know who he sounds like when he talks?
Who?
He sounds like Randall from Clerks.
Yeah, he does.
He kind of sounds like that guy.
He does.
So funny. All right, I'm going to take a short break.
All right.
I think you probably need another light beer.
Yeah, probably. Although I'm pretty much done, I think, at this point.
Really? What?
If I keep drinking, we ain't getting till 3.
Right.
I'll start to peter out. So
had enough.
Yeah, I'll drink water.
Sure.
Gator.
Well, what would you like to hear, sir?
I would like to hear. Well, how about if we go with some? I try not to go with the same bands over and over and over again. How about? That's a hard question.
Odin?
Oh, fuck that. How
Poison?
about Poison? All right, yeah. How about 7 Days Over You by Poison from Native Tongue? No?
You're being serious?
You put me on the spot.
Well, I was just asking the question.
I'm trying to think of what do we have good thrash that we have not played lately?
Anything from Havoc?
Havoc would be good. Do you have the Havoc 4-song EP? I forget what it's called. Maybe No Return or something like that.
Well, I will tell you if I have that. Havoc, Havoc Burn, Havoc Point of No Return.
See if Point of No Return has 4 songs in it.
Yes, it does.
One of them's a Sepultura cover. Play that.
Point of No Return, From the Cradle to the Grave, Arise.
What one?
Arise.
Yeah, Arise. There we go.
All right. Well, listen to some Havoc from.
Wait a minute. Do you have an ID?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know because I can't play it with an ID. Without an ID.
Play it with a with a Bret Michaels ID.
Okay.
I think that would work. Play a Bret Michaels ID and then some Havoc.
Okay. But I do have a Havoc ID.
No. Let's go with a different one. let's change it up a bit.
Well, let's play something unrelated.
Yeah.
We'll play good. Bret Michaels ID and then we'll play Havoc.
Yeah.
We'll confuse the fans.
That works. And then maybe after that you could play the Havoc ID and then play a Bret Michaels song.
That's probably true as well.
You know you want it.
You know you want it. All right, well, here's Havoc featuring Bret Michaels exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hey, this is Bret Michaels of Poison. We're not listening to the one and only Neely right here on Classic Metal Show.